If you want to get in the groove, mask up to get down, and make sure you stay 6 feet from stardom.
The 21st century begins October 1, 1982. EPCOT Center, Walt Disney World.
Today, on A Place of Our Own, it's time to make like Marty McFly and head back to the beginning of tomorrow, thanks to the visit of one man and his mighty little mouse. Spears, looking at you, Disney. Welcome, I'm Pete Charles Sesko, and this is the thrift store announced Place of Our Own. A Place of Our Own was designed just for you. Kids, teens, Generation Zers, millennials, baby boomers, anyone who wants to bring Hollywood to the classroom on a budget. As you know, every interaction you have with your favorite celebrity or fellow fandom friend is a very important learning opportunity that you can apply to your everyday life. So when it comes to educating yourself about the wonderful world of pop culture, TSR is committed to helping you make the grade. In fact, we are your first and coolest teacher. Walt Disney World's EPCOT Center in Orlando, Florida is a place of history, culture, science, and technology, not to mention gloriously live theater surrounding the entire experience. It was designed for the generation of today to fuel the generation of tomorrow. For those who can't make the field trip to Orlando because of this pandemic, I got you covered with a hardcover field trip back in time. With this, Walt Disney's EPCOT Center created a new world of tomorrow. This ebook's publication was purchased for 50% off the price of $9.99. So buckle up your seatbelts, put on your best sunglasses, and close that DeLorean door of yours if you're lucky enough to own one, because the thrift store announced Place of Our Own is Back to the Future! Keep in mind, this book was published in 1982, so even though it touts itself as the only comprehensive guide to Epcot Center, as of now, it's definitely not. But as far as the 80s go, it just might very well be the only one of its kind to cover in great detail the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. This book is by Richard Beard and covers the entire sanctity of EPCOT Center of Walt Disney World in two halves. First, the future world, Spaceship Earth, Earth Station, the Universe of Energy, Horizons, the World of Motion, the Journey to Imagination, the Land, the Living Seas, and Communicore. You will see how technology played a major role in the development of this section of EPCOT Center. It is the world of tomorrow. The second half is the World Showcase, a celebration of all sorts of indigenous folks and various different cultures coming together as one. We start with the American adventure. Then we go to Canada, France, Germany, Japan, Italy, China, the United Kingdom, Africa, and Mexico. This spans the globe in the second half of this book. The beginning outlines, both in black and white and color illustrations, as well as photography and graphical illustrations, the construction and the development of EPCOT Center. And this book is lavishly illustrated with photography from all of the exhibits, quote-unquote, in this very moving museum of natural history in Walt Disney World in Florida. As well as there are several flap pages like these. You just open up the flaps and you get a 4-tier look at some of the moving exhibits here at Epcot Center, like this one, which is modeled after the American Revolution. And keep in mind, I have a book coming about the American Revolution, which itself is a companion book based upon a PBS multi-part documentary series. There's also great behind-the-scenes photography in here, animatronics, music, sound design, lighting design, costume design. All of it, the works. It all comes together to painstakingly create a hardcover tour of EPCOT Center. For those who can't attend EPCOT themselves in person. Why? Well, COVID-19. What else? And it's drawing rave reviews too if I can close this thing up. From David Blakely to Ray Bradbury to Walter Cronkite, EPCOT Center so wowed and dazzled in its beginning stages, just as it continues to do now. I will link below the 1966 film from Walt Disney as he explains his idea and outlines what EPCOT Center is supposed to feel and sound and look like. In the meantime, you can check that and read this at the same time, and I think if you put on some EPCOT music, some authentic music from any of the exhibits or rides or theatrical attractions from this one-of-a-kind place, I think you're all set for a virtual trip to EPCOT without actually leaving home. So I give it 4.5 out of 5 claps. This reminds me of a quote from The Terminator, or Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The future is not set, but Walt Disney set out to make it set, at least at his resort in Orlando, Florida. By the way, the cost for developing EPCOT Center and building it, $600 million. My belief is set in stone that this is quite a hardcover journey into a place filled with magic, heart, and the promise of tomorrow. Even if it is filled with masks and social distancing, and not filled with flying cars. That faith is set in stone, and is all the reason for you to pick this up. This class is now dismissed, but remember, if you missed any lessons in this series, be sure to check out my back-to-school playlist, Too Cool for School, which you can find through a link in the description. And be sure to subscribe and click the bell. And remember, when it comes to bringing Hollywood to the classroom on a budget, TSR is committed to helping you make the grade. That's why we are your first and coolest teacher. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the flip side on A Place of Our Own.